On April 8, 2026, the high-altitude MacArthur Stadium in Potchefstroom crackled with anticipation as the Hezekiel Sepeng Invitational finally got underway. Heavy rains had pushed the meet back by 24 hours, but the delay only seemed to heighten the intensity. When the athletes finally took to the track, they delivered a meet defined by sharp performances, emerging talent, and statements of intent ahead of a demanding global season. The men's 100-meter carried the weight of expectation, and it delivered. The final took place over two separate heats where the podium finishers would be decided by the fastest times. Bradley Nkoana, still carving out his place among South Africa's sprint elite, seized the moment in the second heat. His 10.13-second run cut through a stacked field and ultimately stood as the fastest time of the day. Behind him, Wade van Niekerk, who participated in the first heat, marked his season opener with a composed 10.17 seconds, matching Vuyo Moss, who surged to a new personal best in a tightly contested race that underscored the depth of South African sprinting. In the women's 100-meter, Vuya Jinki stamped her authority early. Explosive out of the blocks and controlled through the faces, she crossed the line in 11.40 seconds, holding off a determined late push from Joviel Mbisha. The performance was not just a win, it was a declaration of form, especially with relay selection looming. The women's 100-meter hurdles produced the standout statistical performance of the meet. Marione Fourie attacked the race with precision and rhythm, gliding over the barriers to clock a world-leading 12.67 seconds into a slight headwind. The gap behind her told its own story, with Megan Marie and Matilise Jordan trailing in 13.58 and 13.61 seconds respectively. In the men's 400-meter hurdles, Botswana's Victor Ntweng delivered a controlled yet commanding race. He paced his effort perfectly, driving through the final stretch to break the 50-second barrier in 49.41. Martinius du Preez followed with a solid 49.86, while Lindo Kukolagora rounded out the podium in 50.12 seconds. The flat men's 400-meter belonged to youth and momentum. Botswana's Justice Oratile, already building a reputation across the region, surged to another personal best of 44.61 seconds. Running with confidence and composure, he separated himself from the rest of the field. Qatar's Omar Ismail Yahya Ibrahim secured second place in 45.16 ahead of Britain's Joe Breyer, who finished third in 45.93 seconds. The women's 400-meter unfolded as one of the tightest races of the day. Bahrain's Kemi Adekoya held her form under pressure to secure the win in 51.68 seconds, edging South Africa's Mali Viljoen, who clocked 51.69, by the narrowest of margins. Lesotho's Mamakoli Sinawani rounded off the podium with a 52.57-second finish. The women's 800-meter saw South Africa's Prudence Sekgodiso return to familiar territory with authority. Controlling the race from the front, she dictated the pace and closed strongly to win the race in 2 minutes and 0.41 seconds. Kenya's Nancy Jepngetich clocked 2 minutes and 1.36 seconds for second, and her compatriot Karen Chipchirchir rounded off the podium in 2 minutes and 1.67 seconds, unable to catch up to Sekgodiso over the final stretch. In the men's 800-meter, University of Pretoria's Edmund du Plessis delivered a tactically astute performance. Running within himself early, he surged when it mattered to secure victory in 1 minute and 47.16 seconds. He finished comfortably ahead of James Selega, who clocked 1 minute and 48.90 seconds for second, and Jaden Dawet, who finished in 1 minute and 49.11 seconds to round off the podium in a clean sweep for tax. The meet closed with the men's mile, where Algeria's Anis Chot took on the race largely alone. Pushing the pace without hesitation, he chased history but fell just short of the sub-4-minute barrier, winning the race in 4 minutes and 0.21 seconds. Saudi Arabia's Hakim Hashim and Tanzania's Elibariki Baku completed the podium behind him. Across events, the Hezekiel Sepeng Invitational delivered more than results, it revealed trajectories. Established names reinforced their credentials, while emerging athletes signaled their arrival. As the season builds toward global championships, performances in Potchefstroom offered a clear message: the race for form, selection, and supremacy is already well underway.